Okay, now I think we are live right now. Let's wait a couple of minutes. Okay, so good evening, everybody. My name is Cem. I am currently trying the live streaming feature of YouTube for the first time on my channel. And tonight I am here to answer your questions. But before that, I actually received a couple of questions in the previous months from some of my subscribers. I've noted them and I would like to talk about them tonight in this live stream. And if you have questions, just please don't hesitate to write them as comments. So I will read them and I will answer them during this live stream. So let's get started now. The first question that many people are asking about programming is that is programming difficult to learn? Well, the short answer is yes, it is difficult to learn. Actually, when I was a student, like 10 years ago, we didn't have this how can I explain? Like today, we have a lot of documentation and a lot of different tutorials to learn programming. But when I was a student, we didn't have this many kinds of documentations and tutorials on the web. So we just basically needed to stick with our schools. And when your school is not that good, then actually you don't think you will learn very good programming. But today, I believe our most greatest advantage is that we have the power of internet. And that's why wherever you currently study, maybe you are on a boot camp or maybe you go to a traditional school, you still have endless documentation that you can follow if you don't think your school is doing so well. So that's why I believe, yes, even if programming is not that easy to learn, with so many support from the web, I believe you can just start somewhere and learn programming in a much easier way if that works for you. So another good question that people ask is that should I take like an online school or should I buy a course or should I follow the free courses on the web? I believe if you want to learn good programming, maybe somewhere you can buy a course or I don't know, maybe you can join an online school program. But I believe there is also enough documentation, enough free documentation on the web. So if you are just starting right away for learning programming, then I believe you can basically join to a free source. Like there is a website, a very famous website called Free Code Camp. I think it's a very good opinion. It's a very good platform to start learn programming. And on the other hand, if you think that you want to see, like you want to follow some tutorials rather than reading documentation, then I believe YouTube is also a very good platform to start learning programming. So just whatever you do, please do not lose your motivation because what I see in many programmers or in many programming students is that they just lose their motivation while they are learning programming. But it's not that you shouldn't just give up that quickly. If you want to become a programmer, if you want to do this job as a long-term career plan, then I believe you should invest enough hours, enough time to learn programming. So if you have some other questions, just please don't hesitate to write them as comments below, and I will look them and reply. Let's wait a couple of seconds whether they come. Okay, I think we can move on with the next question. All right, so another good question that many people ask is which programming language is the best for beginners to learn? Well, I think it depends on whether you want on which branch of programming you want to work with. Like, for example, if you want to become a web developer, then you should definitely start with learning JavaScript. Actually, even before JavaScript, if you want to become a web developer, you should start with HTML and CSS, and then you can move on with JavaScript. But if you think like you are going to work in another branch of programming, then I believe Python is a very beginner-friendly programming language. You can start learning Python if you are just starting away as a beginner. And alternative is that you can choose an object-oriented programming language like Java or C++ maybe. I believe they are all good options to start learning programming. But what I learned is that Python is the easiest. It has the easiest syntax, the most beginner-friendly syntax. So if you can't decide where to start with, I say just first of all you need to decide on which branch of programming you want to work, and then you can choose the programming language. All right, so now comes the next question, which is, my dear friend Erdem, I see your message. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my friend. It's good to see you here. So let's see if our joiners, subscribers, write other comments. And on the meantime, I am just checking the other questions here. Okay, so another good question is that what do I need to do to find a programming job? Like what you should need to do to find a programming job. First of all, you need to come yourself in a comfortable level of learning. Like, first of all, you need to start learning something, and then you need to apply what you learn. For example, you want to become a web developer, and you want to find a web development job, but you don't know where to start. So I say, like, when I was a student today, I would just start learning by myself, and I will apply what I learned directly, like right away, by taking some side projects. They can be smaller projects. For example, like a tic-tac-toe game or a calculator, or a to-do list, like very, very simple programs that you can directly code if you learn, for example, JavaScript or another programming language. This will give you some confidence. And when you apply to a programming job, then probably your potential employer will ask you where you can show your code. Like they want to see your work somewhere. And if you already do this projects, these side projects, and if you like, I don't know, if you upload them somewhere online on a GitLab or a GitHub platform, then you will be able to show your code, and you can show like what you have coded. And if you can do this a couple of times, like if you are able to build multiple projects, then you will get used to working with these programming languages, and this will help you definitely a lot to find a job, and also it will help you after you start working as a programmer, because programming is like practice. You need to practice what you learn right away. Many people are like, I see on the internet, like they say, okay, watching coding tutorials are like the tutorial hell. We don't want to watch any more tutorials. There are many arguments on the internet. I actually disagree with them. I would like to say that watching tutorials are very important. You should definitely watch tutorials. You should read documentation. But if you don't apply what you learn, then you're gonna forget them. So that's why even like you read documentation or you just watch tutorials, after doing this, you definitely need to apply what you have learned right away inside your, for example, like small projects. You shouldn't like take bigger projects right away. Okay, now here we have a question. Says my friend, during it, if can we show them bigger? Just a second. I think I also need to do some technical configurations after this live session. So my friend's question is, during a technical interview, how should we present our programming skills? Very nice question. They will probably give you an assignment. After the first interview, you will probably receive like a simple exam, or maybe they will give you a technical assignment, and like being able to solve this technical assignment can be a good way to show your programming skills. Or you can upload your coding projects, your side projects on the internet. There is a website called I think many of you know that, but let me write it here: github.com. Or there's an alternative to that, which is gitlab.com. So both of them are good websites to upload your code there. So other people can download what you have uploaded, and they can see your code, they can see your work. So I think one of the best ways to show your work is to upload them online. Or if you are into teaching, like me, like I do, you can start a blogging website, and you can write about technical programming. You can learn, or you can teach other people on your own blog website. Or you can also start a YouTube channel, and you can show your coding skills right away on the videos, whatever you want to do. I think this is also a very good way to show your skills. You're welcome, my friend. So let's see whether we have other questions. Let me also write it here shortly. Okay, so Another most asked question is Java or JavaScript? Like, what is the difference? Let me explain it like that. They are both important programming languages, but Colin, thank you very much. I am also excited to have you here. Just a second. Okay, going back to our question. So they are both important programming languages. First of all, JavaScript is for web development. Is for mostly for web development. Web development also has two main branches as backend development and front-end development. Thank you. I am also reading the questions. I am also reading the comments. Farouk Salem, React is very difficult, says. Okay. Farouk, do you know, have you started to learn JavaScript before React, or you just started to learn React right away? This is my question to you. Because what's important here is that, guys, you shouldn't learn React or Angular or Vue.js. They are all JavaScript like libraries, frameworks. React is a library, and Angular and Vue.js are frameworks. You shouldn't you shouldn't start learning React or Angular before you have an understanding of JavaScript. This is very important. If you start learning React.js before you have a good understanding of JavaScript, then you will have difficulties to understand how they work, because they're actually tools to write JavaScript in a much easier way. Okay. I have React tutorials. I currently published 4 videos for React, but I will keep publishing new videos of React.js in the next weeks. So and I will cover all the main important parts of React on my videos. If you have any questions, please just watch these videos and comment your questions below. I will look at them. On the other hand, I can advise, I can suggest you to you can there are good React tutorials on YouTube. You can watch them, and then you can apply what you have learned with simple projects. So let's see. Magento is not beginner friendly. Why is that? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a Magento expert, unfortunately. I can't really say what, whether it is a beginner-friendly language or not. But if you feel like if you are having difficulties, there are many options in web development. So you just don't have to stick with a tool or a framework or a programming language. If you think like you don't like React, for example, you have 2 other alternatives. You can learn Vue.js or you can learn Angular. You can actually also learn jQuery, but jQuery is it's like older. But there are still many projects using jQuery. So you can pick for yourself. Like what important is that I think you should have fun while you are programming, because if you don't have fun and if you don't understand, then it won't be helpful, especially for beginners. Okay, debugging is hard to do JavaScript as compared to C#.NET. I agree. Debugging is not that easy in general. I will what I use as debugging is I just use the browser, the developer tools for debugging as much as possible. And actually, our projects we currently work. I also have a full-time job. Like when I work in my like real work, our code is mostly written on PHP, and I actually get some help from backend guys to do some debugging. So, Faruk, like actually, it applies to every beginner. If you are starting right away, I think you should work with a team. If you can find, if you have friends, if you have other students in your class, like you should come together as a team, and that will be helpful. Or if you can find someone like who has more experience in programming. Let's see. Hi, I am new to programming and I want to have a job as PC. What will I do? I want to have job as PC. I didn't understand your question exactly. Sorry. Where are you working full time? I am working in a big television company in Germany. Okay, guys. So just keep writing your questions. I will continue with the important question, which is Java or JavaScript. So, like I said, JavaScript is a programming language for web development, and web development actually has two branches as backend development and front-end development. So, before a couple of years ago, JavaScript was only available for front-end development for the client side, as we said. But later they have developed something called Node.js. And now by using Node.js, it's just an alternative to PHP or Java in the backend side. Now you can also use JavaScript for developing, like working in the backend side and developing backend-sided applications. So if you are really into web development, which you can find really a lot of jobs in the web development field, it is growing and it's like web development is important. Then if you want to go in this profession, then you should definitely learn JavaScript. And Java, you can use it also in other branches, but it's also being used in web development. Java is like an object-oriented programming language. So if you are going to learn Java, first of all, you need to learn the concept of object-oriented. Let me write that. The concept of object-oriented. So, and once you understand this object-oriented programming language, then I think it will be easier for you to learn Java or C++ or even Python. Okay. How to excel our career from development to an architect level? That's a very good question, Faruk. I think you need to start as a junior, or even if that's possible, you need to start as an intern somewhere. And you need to work like between 5 to 10 years as a developer. Like there are levels. You start as an intern, then you become in a couple of years later junior developer. Then you work as a junior developer 2 to 5 years. And if you work in good projects, I think on which projects you are working is very important. So regardless on what level you start, if you think that the project you are working is not helping you to learn something, or it's very old, I don't know, it's not so helpful, then you should change your project. But if you learn, like in your current working project, then you should just keep learning and learning and learning. And after a couple of years, you will become eventually a better developer. So you can apply for senior positions. Then you need to work as a senior developer for a couple of years. And after you need to, there are like many branches in development. And once you have like a general knowledge of all of these branches, then I think you can apply for architect positions, but it takes a couple of years. You need to have patience if you want to move your career as an architect level. So let's continue with the next question. Which framework is beginner friendly? Maybe Angular or Laravel. So Angular is I like Angular personally. You can learn Angular, but like I said, first of all, you need to understand JavaScript. If you have this understanding, then don't be afraid of learning Angular. You can learn it easily. And Laravel is a PHP framework, as I know. So if you want to learn Laravel, I heard that it's very easy, helpful, but you need to learn PHP before learn Laravel. So let's see the next question. Hayrettin Başaraner from Turkey. Hello, Cem. I'm a junior web developer in Turkey. Very nice. I see many other colleagues as like me who want to work in Germany. What are your thoughts and suggestions for us? Okay, Hayrettin. I came to Germany 5 years ago, and I also have some working experience in Turkey as well, because actually I'm from Turkey, from the other guys who don't know that. I say that finding a job in Turkey is, even if you are a programmer, it's very difficult, challenging, and the salaries in Turkey are not so stable like here. So I actually can suggest you, if you are ready to leave your country and if you think that you can give a try working abroad, then you can come to Germany. Germany is a good place, is a good country for software developers, because there are many positions, there are many jobs, and the salaries are also good. But the problem with Germany is that if you don't know German, or if you are not willing to learn any German language, then you might have difficulties in the long term getting used to live in this country. Because I have some friends that they came before me here in Germany, but since they don't know any German language, they can't move they can't change their jobs easily, because they have to stick with an English spoken company, and they also have in daily life difficulties. So that's why my suggestion is that you can come here, you can find a job in Germany, but for long term you need to learn German. So that's a good topic to talk. If you have additional questions, just keep writing them. Okay, so best resource for learning JavaScript. I will give you the free resource to learn JavaScript is FreeCodeCamp. You can. There are also exercises on FreeCodeCamp, you can check them if you like. Let me write the website, freecodecamp.org. And if you are a tutorial person, then you should go to, for JavaScript, Traverse Media. That's a very good YouTube channel. Or there is also NetNinja. This is also a very good YouTube channel. So if you want to learn JavaScript, just check these resources. They are also free. Okay, now let's move with the next question, which is how to become more confident in programming. So you're not gonna have any confidence at the beginning. It takes some time because think about programming is like driving a car. Okay, so when you start driving, you're not gonna have confidence because you don't know how to drive a car. But after you take the courses and after you do some practice, then you will have more confidence in for driving a car, and then you will start, like, you will learn how to run the engine, how to park, whatever. And programming is not different than driving. It's actually driving is easier to learn, but you need practice. You need to practice a lot, and you need to do your own side projects. You need to find them. And after you start doing these steps, with time, you will improve your knowledge so that you can become confident. And I think the most helpful way to improve your confidence in programming is to find a job by yourself. So once you find a job, like a full-time job, or maybe a side project, or maybe a project, maybe you want to become a freelancer, that's also an option. This will help you a lot to become more confident in programming. Okay, let's say, can I watch live again? Yes, sure. After this session ended, you will be able to watch this from the beginning. But this is actually my first time going live on YouTube, and I need to make some technical configurations to make it better for you guys. So since this is the first time, just I'm sorry that it's not perfect. Okay, next question. Can you suggest the best one? You mean like FreeCodeCamp, Traversy, NetNinja? They are all very good. It's up to you. Like, just go there, just visit these websites and check them. They are all very good. I can suggest all of them. What are the advantages and disadvantages of starting your own tech business and working for a tech company? That's a very good question. I think starting your own tech business is very challenging. So before you start a tech business, you can become a freelancer. But being a freelancer will put you a lot of extra stress because you need to deal with everything basically. So I suggest you, if you are starting right away, that you need to find a full-time job, and at least you will learn how to code, how things work in a company. You can also see the advantages and like the positive sides, the positive sides and the negative sides in an already working company, in an operating company. So there are different kinds of company levels. Like there are startups, there are mid-sized companies, there are like giant companies, and they are all different. So I suggest you to start with a full-time in a tech company, and after you have enough experience and you feel yourself comfortable, then maybe you can switch your job as a freelancer, and after that you can start your own tech business. As a college student, what could I do for a better chance of getting internships? Very good question, my friend. As a college student, I can advise you to do some side projects and to upload them on the internet. So once you go for a job interview, you can show your work, and you will increase your probability to get the internship. And the second suggestion I can say is that you need to apply for job openings as much as possible. You shouldn't be afraid of rejection, because rejection is the part of the game. Unfortunately, once you get rejected from a company, just you shouldn't drop your motivation, and you just need to keep applying for job openings, because we all get rejected. Like I also did a lot of job interviews, and I get rejected in some level. So I think if you want to increase your chance to find a job or internship, you just need to make a lot of applications, and you need to show your work somewhere. Let's see if we receive other questions. Well, you're welcome. Let me ask you a question. What are you currently learning? Which programming language? C++ and JavaScript. Okay. There are many, there are many free project examples on the internet. You need just to make a little Google search, and you can find a small project. For example, how to build a calculator with C++. Then you can find a little bit more complex project. But you should be careful. There are projects, a team for a team. So 5 to 10 people are working in a single project. You shouldn't go that big. Okay. So just try to find a project for students on the web. I am sure you will find there are many, and try to solve these. Try to build these smaller projects and then upload them on the server, like on GitHub or so. I think this will help you. This should help you a lot. They apply for both, like for C++ and JavaScript. You can use both of these programming languages. Thanks for the answer. As you mentioned, it's very hard to find a job with good salaries in Turkey. So I need to save lots of money. Before relocating, should I take remote jobs or apply jobs in Germany? Very good question. First of all, I can suggest you to, if you can, you need to save some money, because you probably need them. If you are going to relocate to Germany, you need to find a new apartment, and it's good to have a couple of €1,000 to save, if you can, of course. Or you can, the current situation is since we are still in the pandemic, it's difficult to travel. Maybe you can start with a remote, taking a remote job, but I didn't try that before, so I don't know how it exactly works. What I did before is that I directly came to Germany and looked for a job here. Then I found the job, and I just started right away. Addition to my previous question, applying jobs that provides relocating to Germany. There is another alternative, Hayrettin. You can find a global company in Turkey, or a German company, and then you can relocate. After working a couple of months there, or maybe a year, then you can relocate on the same company to the German office from Turkey. That's also an option. And if that not works, then you can basically apply from Turkey to German jobs. Now it's also possible, we do all of our job interviews or all of our meetings online. So that's why it's not that important. You don't have to be 100% here. You can just apply your job applications from Turkey and get some interviews, and you can also learn by yourself, what kind of questions are these people are going to ask you, and you can then find a job. This will be this requires some experience, so that's why also you need to make a lot of job applications. Okay. What are the basic knowledge required for junior web developer? Keeping in mind, I have some grip over JS and PHP and obviously CSS. Okay, Aman Sarkar. The basic knowledge for a junior web developer is you need to have a good understanding level of HTML and CSS, first of all. Then JavaScript, and it will be a very good plus for you if you know one of these big frameworks like Angular or Vue.js. And you should also learn how to work with this Git version control system. You know, that's very important that we use daily in our programming lives. You should also learn how to use Git as soon as possible. You can also learn some PHP, but if you are going to I can say that like for junior people, I think becoming a full stack developer is not, it will be challenging. It's difficult. So I can say that you can pick a way, like either you become a backend developer, like you go more further in learning PHP, or you choose the front end part, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, these three. But if you can learn all of them, that will be challenging. You can try, but it will be challenging. Okay. Can you suggest a tech company where I can work as a volunteer to improve my CV? Okay, Emak Dev, my friend, you shouldn't work anywhere voluntarily. You should always get paid what you do. And if you want to do something volunteer, just find some example projects from the web and do them by yourself. But if you are going to find a job, don't do that for volunteer, because programming is a difficult profession, and you see like it's actually have higher payments, higher salaries than many other jobs. So that's why I think you shouldn't do that volunteer. Thanks for the insightful thoughts. Hope to meet you in Germany. Yeah. Thank you, Hayrettin. From which city are you in Turkey? Joe Mama, hi. Can you please say my name? Joe Mama. Aman Sarkar, by Git, you mean team projects? Yes, I mean team projects, like in a single project, like if they are working more than a couple of software developers, then they use Git, and it will be very advantageous for you to learn that. Okay, next question. Hello, bro. I have learned HTML and Tailwind CSS, and now I am learning JavaScript. What do you think about DOM? I want to be front-end developer, and what is important to learn firstly in JavaScript? Okay, that's good that you have learned HTML and CSS and also Tailwind. And what I think about DOM, it's a very important part of learning JavaScript. You should learn that. And if you want to become a front-end developer, then you are in the right way with learning HTML and CSS. And the first thing to learn, important in JavaScript, is that first of all, you should learn how to write code, like these beginner concepts, like how to create a variable, how to write a function, how to use a function. What else? These if-else cases, for example, these beginner steps, like they are all the same in any programming language. If you have this beginner concept of programming, then you can keep learning in JavaScript later, easier. Istanbul right now. Okay. I'm actually from İzmir. Selamlar, iyi yayınlar. Aleykümselam. It's actually good to have Turkish viewers from Turkey. But the thing is that I actually don't make my videos in Turkish because First of all, programming is like it's an English spoken job, so we use English a lot wherever you work. And explaining things in Turkish is actually a little bit difficult than explaining in English. So that's why I started to make these videos in English. And this brought actually a lot of people from all around the world. And that's actually an interesting experience for me. So that's why I think I will keep in English. Hello. Hi, Suneha. Where are you from? Did I pronounce your name correct? Which course you can suggest for me from Udemy? Actually, I would like to buy bestseller code course. Also, I learn self-studying. I think you should find a project from Udemy that has good project examples. Like I think the best Udemy course, I can't give a name because I didn't buy actually all of them, any of them. So that's why if you need something more than a free course, then you should look for the projects, like what they are teaching in these paid courses as projects. And if you think that these projects are good for you to learn, these kinds of Udemy courses you can buy. Self-studying is also difficult, but you can do that. Today we have enough documentation and enough resources on the web to become a self-learned developer. You're totally right. Even as a Turkish, I will try to speak English as much as I can. That's very good. You should do that because we're gonna need English a lot, regardless of where you work. It's fine. And guys, I have an Instagram, by the way. This is it's the same name. Okay, so in the following days, if you're gonna have other questions, you can write me from that Instagram page, because on YouTube it's like difficult to follow, to keep all of these comments. I receive a lot of comments from YouTube. Sometimes I receive a lot of technical questions. Unfortunately, I can't really help all of your technical programming questions, but I will try to look at them. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can surely ask me from my Instagram page. Let's see whether we're gonna receive other questions. Muhtaba Hassan, hi, I have read some articles of you on React. That was awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. These articles are kind of old, but now I am like reshooting them on YouTube with a better sound quality. So I will, in the following weeks, I will make more React tutorials. I am planning to make like up to 10 or maybe 11, 12 videos of React. So you can keep watching them, and hopefully they will be helpful for you to learn. And just make sure to feedback on these tutorials after we watch them. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. Do you want me to make sometimes this live stream? Are you enjoying? Let me write it as a question. Are you? Let me. You can also make a poll here. Okay, so let's make a poll. So let's see. Do you want me to make live streams like today? To make live streams, yes and no. Yes and no. Okay. Let's see. You can just put your comments there. And if we're gonna make some live streams, actually it will be more. It will be better, I think, to make them weekly. But I don't know if I can find this time. But I will try to make them at the beginning at least monthly. So maybe I can make a live stream each month. And if that works good in a time manner, then I will try to make them also weekly, because since like having a full-time job and like life going on, making YouTube videos, they are all taking some time. So that's why I will try. Let's see. Okay. Okay, great. So everyone wants that. So, any more questions, guys? If you have, ask them. I want a request for live stream or video. Can you make a video about React 17 features or a small application with it? Sure. Actually, my plan is, after completing the React beginner concepts, I would like to make a little. I would like to develop a little React application. We can maybe try to do that live. I don't know how it goes, but if like I'll need to find a good project idea, or maybe I can just make it like tutorials and publish them. If you have, Hayrettin, if you have any project ideas, just share me with them later. So, which one you choose, Vue, React, or Angular? Okay, I go with the one that I can find an easier job. I didn't use Vue.js that much. I worked with React and Angular before. I actually liked both of them. React has a different like syntax like JSX, and it has like a different data management like this. They published context APIs. They also have this Redux thing, and so it's a little bit different to understand. But I think I would go with Angular, because Angular has everything as a framework inside, everything ready, and I kind of like it. I kind of like Angular. Style components, React, Bootstrap, Material, UI. Which should you recommend for React designing? Very good question. It depends on the project you work, and it depends on which one you like more. Like Bootstrap is large. They actually published now Bootstrap 5, which is a little bit better than before. Style components are being used a lot. You can go with style components if you like. Also, material UI is also like that. So I think it depends on your project, like which project they use, because every project has a different configuration. But you can try all of them, and you can go with the most you like, which one you like to build more. You don't have to choose like this or that, or you don't have to choose Angular or React or Vue.js. There are all options. There are all good options. You can go with like which one you like. It's your personal preference. Okay. Jem, I gave a question about education in above. Please reply. Which question? You mean which one you choose, Vue, React, or Angular? Is that your question? I already replied that. Before that question, okay, let's see. Which course you can suggest for me from Udemy? Actually, I would like to buy bestseller code course. Is that the question? Because I also, okay. I also replied that. Okay, just write again. Sorry if I missed that. Will React be popular in the future like right now? It will probably still be popular unless they publish something brand new. React is fast and many projects are using it. Like before React, there was long time used jQuery, and now it's harder to find jQuery projects, but older projects are still using jQuery. So unless they publish something new that will take over React, I think React will be popular in the next 5 years, maybe 10. I don't know. I know that it comes with new state management. As you know, when state changes, it renders components. That's right. Project with state management will be good for it. Let me think about it a little bit. Yeah, I think a project with that uses little state management will be a good one. Okay, which sort of developer are you? And you think bachelor important for a developer and you have a bachelor but not about programming. I have a bachelor degree from computer science. But let me think about it. Like that's a good question. Today, in today's world, people also can become web developers or software developers even without going to a bachelor program. If you go there, you need to spend some money, or maybe, I don't know, if you have free schools, you can also choose that way. But I think what the employers are looking for is that how good you can code. Like the certificate as a bachelor is not that important, I think. So if you can write good code and if you can show your code somewhere, and if you can convince your potential employer, then you may not need to have a bachelor degree, my friend. But I don't know which country you are from, but if you are going to work abroad, if you are planning to work abroad, then these other countries may ask for a bachelor degree. For example, I switched my life from Turkey to Germany, and if I was a self-learner, I think that might be difficult, much more difficult for me. So I just provided a bachelor degree, so it entitles me to this profession. Okay, thank you. Great. So guys, if you have other questions, please ask now, or I will end this live stream soon. It's like 1 hour. And by the way, if you missed this live stream, don't worry. You can, after we end it, you can just go back and watch that from the beginning. I will also try to put some timestamps to this live stream, so you can also see which questions we have talked. Okay, so it looks like no more questions. Then thank you very much, guys, for joining for tonight's live stream. As I said, like if you want to watch it from the beginning later, after ending this session, you can find the link in my page on YouTube, and I will announce later for the new live stream, but that will be probably in September, the new live stream. And hopefully, if I find enough time next week, I will keep posting more React videos. So if you are interested in learning React, just wait for it. A couple of videos I will post. I plan to make like about 10 videos about React.js, and I'm planning to publish them in the following weeks. Okay, so guys, thank you very much. Take care and good night.